The laughter echoed louder than her heartbeat. Samantha could still hear it, even years later. She had gathered the courage of a lifetime to tell Ryan, her longtime crush, how she felt. She wasn't expecting flowers, or a fairy tale kiss, just a smile, maybe even a chance. But instead, Ryan had laughed, right in front of his friends. "Sam, come on," he said, shaking his head. "You're sweet, but you're not my type." His friends burst into cruel laughter, their eyes darting toward her round figure as if that was the punchline. Sam forced a smile, nodded, and walked away before the tears could escape. But inside, something shattered. That night, she cried until her pillow was soaked, asking herself the same painful question over and over: am I not good enough because of the way I look? The following months were dark. Sam avoided mirrors, skipped parties, and stopped raising her hand in class. She felt invisible, and yet, painfully visible at the same time. People whispered. Some gave her pitying looks. Others made jokes when they thought she wasn't listening. But what hurt most was how Ryan barely acknowledged her anymore. To him, she was just that fat girl who confessed. One evening, while scrolling aimlessly on her phone, she stumbled upon a video of a woman who had transformed her life through self-love, fitness, and sheer determination. The woman's words hit her like a lightning bolt. "You are not ugly. You are not worthless. You are unrealized potential." Sam replayed that line over and over. That night, something inside her shifted. She decided that if people were going to laugh, she would give them a reason to choke on their laughter one day. The journey was anything but easy. At first, workouts felt like punishment. Her body screamed in protest, her lungs burned, and her legs trembled. She wanted to quit 100 times. But every time she wanted to give up, she remembered Ryan's smirk, the sound of that cruel laughter, and her own reflection in the mirror whispering, "Do it for yourself." She changed her eating habits, not out of hate for her body, but out of love. She traded soda for water, chips for fruits, late-night self-loathing for early morning jogs. Progress was slow, frustratingly slow. Some days the scale wouldn't move at all, and she'd collapse on her bed in tears, feeling like all her effort was wasted. But Sam kept going. Month after month. And then, the changes began to show. Her face slimmed, her clothes became looser, her energy soared. She felt lighter, not just in body, but in spirit. By the time she reached her second year of college, Sam was unrecognizable. The girl who once hid behind baggy hoodies now walked with confidence, her head held high, her smile radiant. It was at a friend's party where it happened. She walked in wearing a simple red dress that hugged her curves perfectly, her hair falling in soft waves, her eyes sparkling. Heads turned instantly. Conversations paused mid-sentence. And then she saw him. Ryan. He was standing by the drink table, casually chatting with his buddies. But when his eyes landed on her, his jaw literally dropped. For a moment, he just stared, as if his brain couldn't register that this was the same girl he had once humiliated. He excused himself from his friends and walked over. "Sam? Wow, you look amazing." Sam smiled politely. "Thanks, Ryan. It's been a while." He stumbled through his words, clearly trying to impress her. "So, you want to dance later? Maybe catch up." For a brief second, the memory of that night, his rejection, his laughter, flashed through her mind. She could have said yes. She could have basked in the satisfaction of finally being wanted. But instead, she took a slow breath, and with the calmness of someone who had outgrown old wounds, she replied, "Ryan, you were never my type." And with that, she walked away, leaving him standing there, dumbfounded. From that night on, everything changed. It wasn't just Ryan. Guys everywhere began noticing her, chasing her, wanting her. The same people who once overlooked her now tried to win her attention. But Sam had learned the hardest and most beautiful lesson of her life. It was never about becoming hot for them. It was about becoming whole for herself. Yes, she loved the compliments, the stares, the sudden popularity, but none of it mattered as much as the peace she felt when she looked in the mirror. Because now, she didn't just see a body. She saw strength. Resilience. A girl who refused to stay broken. Years later, Sam would often share her story with others. Not the fat girl turned hot girl version people love to gossip about, but the real version. The one where she admitted she cried, failed, restarted, and almost gave up countless times. The one where she explained that confidence doesn't come from a number on a scale, but from learning to love yourself enough to grow. And the one where she reminded everyone, you don't need to change to be worthy. You changed because you're already worthy. Her journey was proof that rejection wasn't the end. Sometimes, rejection is the beginning of the most powerful transformation of your life. Because in the end, Sam didn't just become the girl every guy wanted. She became the woman she had always deserved to be. Sparkle's message for the audience: don't let rejection define you. Don't wait for validation from someone else to see your worth. Work on yourself, love yourself, and build the life you deserve, because when you shine for you, the world can't help but notice.